What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're talking about We Are the Missing, which is a 2020 drama and horror mockumentary released on YouTube on June 15th, which you can watch for free right now, and I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. I'm reviewing this because the writer-director of the film, Andrew Robinson, requested a review, and if you'd like, you can request a review too at my email, dave@interpretingthestars.com. Anyways, let's make sure to conflate, and let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, conflate. To bring together like a burger to a bun. We Are the Missing is a horror mockumentary about a missing girl and her family attempting to find her. But that's when things begin to get darker and more mysterious, and that's when more and more people begin to go missing. Who is taking them? How are they seemingly disappearing into thin air? What does it all mean? This mockumentary strives to answer these questions and more. First of all, I want to thank the writer-director for reaching out to me. I've got mad respect for independent filmmakers doing what they do and making it happen because I've been there and I know how hard it is to make a movie. So no matter what I say from this point forward, just know that I had a great time watching the movie, and I'm saying that because my review is going to have both good and bad things. Can't always get away from that. But first, let's get the good out of the way because there's honestly a lot of stuff that I found surprisingly good. First of all, I thought it was shot really well. I know some exterior stuff is stock footage, which is fine. I've used the same kind of stuff in my projects. As long as it blends into your project, I got no problem with it, and I think it did. This film, for the most part, was shot on some pretty high quality cameras, and there's a good majority of the scenes that were framed really well too. I also found the utilization of graphics in the movie to be very, very tasteful, like sound waves and dictated voice memos against a video backdrop. That constantly kept the film moving in a way that I can get behind. I was also very impressed with how many people are actually in the movie. I've tried casting films before, it's not easy, and there's a lot of faces in this film. All of these things really did keep me engaged the entire time around. One of the things that's neither here or there for me is probably the story. The mystery itself, which feels awfully reminiscent of other stories, missing person, possibly paranormal, and what played out. The mockumentary bit is always something that I'm personally going to have a good time with, but not everybody will. The pacing was fine, I'd say, but there were moments in the movie where I was unsure if they knew how to end it. And again, I understand. One of the hardest things about a movie is the climax. It's like you're a salesman, and the most important part of selling whatever you're selling is closing the deal. Not easy, guys. I appreciate what they did do, but I'm not fully convinced it was the perfect choice. Now onto some of the bad, which is inescapable. I don't want to sit here and say all of the acting is bad per se, but I didn't fully believe their roles either, especially the mom and dad of the missing girl. Didn't really believe they were parents. I also had some problems with the editing, which tried to do a lot of, I want to say, shocking reveals where it would flash an image real quick and some dramatic music, and that was just kind of off-putting to me. And the same kind of goes vice versa. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that kind of drag on, almost like they're biding their time to be a movie that's considered full length. There's like this shot of a tape recorder playing a variety of different messages from different people. And there comes a point where you get an idea across in a documentary or mockumentary, and then you should probably just move on. And these sequences in this film really do go on and on and on to the point where I honestly believe it could have and should have been cut down to a much more organic flow, even if that meant classifying the movie as a short film. Quality over quantity, right? In general, this movie isn't bad. Not at all. I had a good time with it, to be honest, because of my own background with making films just like it. But if I'm to be as objective as humanly possible, there's moments here and there that could have been approached better, that could have been written in a more original or unique manner, where editing could have flowed a little easier, where acting could have been more believable. And all of these things, like a giant math puzzle, add up or down. There was one line of dialogue that I loved in this movie, though. And it was about feeling worthless when it came down to that search for the girl. And the man says, "It feels like we were shoveling water in the rain." And I've never heard it said like that before, and I dug it. I really did. But on to that final score, guys. The number floating around in the back of my head with this one is 68%. That doesn't really reflect how I felt about it, and that has a lot more to do with technical errors, which I already laid out. I suggest you check this one out, though, guys. I left a link to it in my description down below. Tell me what you think of it in the comments down below. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review, because there's more like it coming out. Hit the thumbs up button, because that always helps on my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon, because that'll help notify you when I come up with my next review. And until then, peace out!